She looked at you like you were wallpaper, forgettable, bland, harmless. The kind of guy she wouldn't even remember bumping into at the grocery store. That feeling of invisibility, of being taken for granted, can sting. It's a reflection of how you've been showing up, over-eager, desperate, too available. But then, out of nowhere, everything changes. Suddenly, she's asking questions, making eye contact, laughing at jokes you didn't even realize were that funny. The question is, what exactly shifted? You didn't wake up with a six-pack overnight. You didn't inherit a yacht. And you definitely didn't start quoting Rumi under candlelight or suddenly become a poet. So what was it? The answer lies in one fundamental shift, a singular, powerful psychological move that flips the entire dynamic. You activated what I call the imbalance of value perception. Here's the core principle. Human beings, especially women, don't respond primarily to what's real or obvious. They respond to what feels rare, what's unattainable. People are wired to chase what's scarce. When you change your energy, when you stop chasing her obsessively and instead embody a sense of scarcity, you create an environment where her subconscious mind short-circuits and her attraction skyrockets. Let's break this down further. Women have been evolutionarily wired to scan for value, not just superficial markers like money, muscles, or status, but deeper qualities: charisma, confidence, independence, emotional resilience, and the scent of a man who already has options. When you are constantly available, replying quickly, validation giving, over-complimenting, you are projecting low value. You sent the message, "I'm desperate for her approval. I have no other options." That's a turn-off, the human equivalent of wet socks, unattractive, clingy, and needy. But when you withdrew your focus, when you stopped obsessing over her, stopped chasing, and redirected your energy inward, something powerful happened. This is the game changer. She didn't consciously think, "Oh, he's not texting me, now I love him." Instead, her brain whispered, "Why isn't this man obsessed with me like all the others?" It's the contrast effect, the unfamiliarity. Unfamiliarity is addictive because it triggers curiosity, mystery, and the desire to solve the puzzle. You became a mystery, something that her brain naturally seeks to understand. Mysteries, by their very nature, are solvable, and when her brain perceives you as a puzzle, it's compelled to investigate. She starts asking questions, seeking familiarity, trying to unlock what makes you different. Psychology shows us that the brain releases more dopamine pursuing uncertain rewards than when it receives guaranteed ones. Slot machines, gambling, or even a game of hide and seek, uncertainty fuels obsession. You became the slot machine. But let's clarify something crucial. This isn't about manipulation or playing mind games. It's about alignment. It's about embodying a confident, self-assured presence. When you stopped chasing her and started focusing on your passions, purpose, and personal growth, you sent a different signal, one of strength, independence, and high value. The most underrated male trait: selectivity. Most men are like eager retrievers, happy to chase anything that throws them a bone. They chase because they're afraid of losing, or because they think that pursuit is what makes them valuable. But the man who makes her earn his attention, who discerns, who's discerning, is dangerous in the best way. Women don't want a man who wants every woman. They want the man every woman wants, someone who chooses her. That's the fantasy wired into her subconscious, a man of high status, confidence, and discernment. So, when you shifted from eager to elusive, without playing games or ghosting or being passive, you sent her a subtle but powerful message. He's the prize. And let's not forget the law of social proof. When other women, whether in real life or online, start validating your value, her instincts kick into overdrive. It's a competitive instinct. Wanting you becomes a challenge, a puzzle she's compelled to solve. That's why posting a picture of you living your best life, looking sharp, fulfilled, and independent, can ignite her curiosity. She slides into your DMs with a "Hey stranger," not by coincidence, but because her subconscious is reacting to your newfound scarcity. Now let's delve into the scarcity principle. Every time you hold back from over-communicating, every time you resist the urge to double text or reply immediately, you're sending a message to her nervous system. This isn't guaranteed. Humans hate uncertainty. We're obsessed with resolving ambiguity. When her nervous system can't predict your next move, she pays closer attention. That attention transforms into attraction. Meanwhile, other men flood her inbox with overly enthusiastic messages, fire emojis, and long paragraphs. You're building value. You've become asymmetrical, a term from behavioral psychology describing something unpredictable and unique, which naturally demands attention. This is the intermittent reward effect. When rewards are inconsistent, obsession grows. Think about your phone. Why do you check it repeatedly? Not because you're waiting for a specific message, but because you might get one. She's now checking you the same way. But here's an essential point. This isn't about trickery or manipulation. It's about authenticity. The clingy, neediness-driven behavior, desperately chasing because of fear of loss, was never truly you. Once you realized your own worth and started acting from a place of abundance, everything shifted. Self-possession is magnetic. Confidence isn't loud or boastful. It's quiet, rooted in knowing your value. When you stop seeking validation externally and start embodying your purpose, your passions, your goals, you radiate a natural magnetism. And here's the deeper truth. This isn't just about her, it's about you. She was the spark, the trigger, but the real transformation was happening inside you. Whether she comes back or not, the shift is permanent. When you tap into your masculine gravity, your core sense of worth, purpose, and independence, you stop chasing planets. Instead, they orbit you naturally. You become still, you become rare, and rarity, by its very nature, is irresistible. And here's the ultimate takeaway. The next time she shows disinterest or pulls away, don't panic, don't beg, don't spiral into desperation or neediness. Instead, become scarce. Not because you're playing games, but because you're busy becoming the best version of yourself. The version that doesn't need permission to be desired. It just is. He doesn't chase. He attracts. He embodies certainty and calm. He radiates self-respect and purpose. And in doing so, he doesn't just attract her. He attracts opportunities, respect, and admiration from everyone around him. Remember, attraction isn't about changing who you are. It's about revealing who you've always been. Authenticity, confidence, self-possession, those qualities are magnetic. So, cultivate them. Focus on your growth, your passions, your purpose. Be selective with your attention. Practice patience and strategic detachment. And, most importantly, trust that your value is inherent. You don't need to chase or manipulate. You simply need to be. When you do that, you become the prize. And once you embrace your own masculine gravity, the universe will start aligning to support your confidence, and others will naturally be drawn into your orbit. Remember, true scarcity isn't about playing hard to get. It's about embodying a life so full and fulfilling that her interest becomes a natural byproduct. When you stop chasing, you allow your authentic self to shine through, unfiltered, confident, and unstoppable. Women are drawn to men who know their worth without needing external validation. The more you focus on becoming that man, the less you'll ever feel the need to prove yourself. Because at the end of the day, the most magnetic quality you can possess is unwavering self-love and certitude in your path.